Oh baby, that looks so good going through the pins, but on steroids.
Welcome back to JR Pro Shop Vids, everyone. Jungo's here in the shop talking about the hammer balls. So today we got the brand new Obsessions. Obsession and Obsession Tour. Two asymmetric solids released at the same time. Kind of a weird thing, but we'll go with it. So usually when you get dual release, you got like a solid and a pearl or a solid and a hybrid, something like that. But we got two asym solids here, even though they're a little bit different. We got the same core in both, except this one here is missing the little bottom piece they have on it, and it's gonna make that a little bit weaker. And the other difference is the solid cover stock here on this Obsession is a little bit stronger than this one. So we got two asym solids, but we're probably gonna have two totally different reactions here. It's like they know they got a ton of lefties throwing hammer, because now they have 4 asym solids in the lineup for now. Bark's gonna throw it against the Black Widow 2.0, and he thinks it should fit right in between these two. So just one last thing I wanted to touch on. The new Brunswick factory is able to do dot technology. So the pin is actually on the bottom, and the top of the weight block is marked by a little dot. So you can have the freedom to drill the finger holes anywhere you want. You can drill completely through the dot, you can cut through half the dot, doesn't matter, won't void the warranty. So I really like that technology, and especially worked out for Goots. I tried a new layout for him, put the dot really close to his finger hole, and worked out really great. So I like it a lot. So we're gonna bowl on two different patterns here. Left lane, 37 feet Broadway, a little bit shorter, probably play a little bit straighter with the Obsessions, a little bit earlier rolling. And on the right lane, we got beaten path, 41 feet with the yellow pins. So thinking this might look a little bit better with a little bit longer oil, and the Black Widow as well. So in case you missed it in the previous video, we got a new website up, shop.jrproshop.com. Go check it out. We got a bunch of new balls up there, some shoes, some apparel coming soon. So check that out. Let us know what you think. Don't forget all Canadian prices, so you Americans are getting one heck of a deal. All right, let's go see if Barks can remember how to bowl after his 2-week quarantine.
Welcome back, guys. Barks is back with a couple new balls today. The new Hammer Obsession and Obsession Tour. It's another dual pattern review, same two patterns as the last video. So you got Broadway on the left lane, 37 feet, and beaten path, 41 feet. So let's start with the real beast, the Obsession. So we're gonna try the same thing we tried last time in the last video. Start on the ditch, move our way in. That's okay. Yeah, a little too much ball for that line. Just a little bit. Let's move 5 in. I think it could probably hit the pocket there. Yeah, still a little too strong in the mid lane. Still wants to go through the face. Yeah, still a 6-pin on that one. Crazy strong ball. So for right now on this pattern, it's a little too much ball. Let's ball down to the Obsession Tour. Let's play that same line. That ball is smooth. So when the Obsession saw the friction, it really wanted to pick up and go. The Obsession Tour just rounds it out a little bit nicer. It's a shape I really like to see. I've seen plenty of hook. I can keep moving in. Not as far as Goots, but. If I slow that down a hair, I think it's pretty good. Let's try that. Yeah, love that ball. I love that shape. To me, that reminds me of a Web Tour, but on steroids. Just a little juiced up, it's got a little more core, makes the corner a little bit harder. So the Obsession hooks really hard and really early, and the Obsession Tour hooks a little bit less and has a smoother shape. So let's try the Black Widow 2.0. If you haven't seen that review, a lot of you in the comments said it looked kind of shiny, so we brought it back to box finish. Actually pretty similar shape to the Obsession Tour. Black Widow 2.0, a little bit longer down the lane, but a very similar shape to the Obsession Tour. So as a shop guy, it's my job to know everything about all the new releases. But there's just so many, it's overwhelming. So do you think there's too many balls that come out every year? So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. So let's move on over to lane 26 where we have beaten path, 41 feet. So beaten path, we're gonna start with the Obsession again, play up the ditch, and see where we need to play to strike. It's too much too early. get a surprising amount of messengers here. I don't know what it is. It's my ball roll or my speed or something. You might notice on this ball, we got carbon fiber in the cover stock. We haven't had that in a made in Mexico hammer ball yet. So this is the first one. So that carbon fiber on the outside lets the ball dig into the lane a little bit more. So you're gonna get a little more overall hook out of these balls. Let's make another move, 5 right, slower speed. Bit of a swish zone there. A lot of times with the balls with the really strong core cover combinations, the more you get into the pattern, the more angle you get through the front. That ball wants to roll up a little bit too soon, and you don't really get a good shape through the pin. I think that's what we're getting to here. Let's move 5 left off of that one and throw the Obsession Tour. It's like the perfect shape. That looks so good going through the pins. A little wrap 7 there. When I see a ball doing something like that, I got a lot of confidence in it. Tour V2 cover stock is an enhanced version of the Tour V1 that was on the Web Tour. For all you Web Tour fans out there, a little more juice, a little more pop. Love what that ball does. Really clean through the front, but really controllable shape. I think we're gonna get a little different look if we throw the Black Widow 2.0. Let's try that on the same line. Similar shape. That Black Widow hooks a little bit earlier, a little bit closer to me, but the shape looks really similar off the end of the pattern. Oh baby. Send it back to the shop on that one. All right guys, back from the lanes. A couple new balls today. We got the Obsession and the Obsession Tour on 2 different patterns. So let's start with the Obsession on Broadway, 37 feet. Played a bunch of different lines with it. Tried to keep my break point the same, right around 5 board. Started on the ditch with it. Trying to be really up the back of it and roll it more end over end. It looked okay, but it's just a lot of ball. It's hard to really control it. But it seemed like the further right I got, the more into the pattern I got, the better the ball seemed to look. So for the Obsession on beaten path, it looked a little bit better. A little bit more length through the front and a more controllable shape off the end of the pattern. I'd like to try it on longer patterns. I think that's where it's really gonna shine. As I got further into the pattern, it didn't look very good. It wanted to roll too early and kind of roll out and left a couple flat 7s there. Wasn't really impressed that far right, but a little bit straighter, it looked really good. A lot of strength overall. See, the early roll, the need for a lot of oil, there's definitely a lot of similarities between the Obsession and the Redemption Solid. So if you have a Redemption Solid, you might want to consider a different kind of ball like an Obsession Tour. So with the Obsession Tour, I saw a lot of the same things I see in a Web Tour, just a little bit more strength overall. So on Broadway, try to play the same sorts of angles we played with the Obsession, a little bit more natural length through the front part of the lane, and a smoother, more controllable shape off the end of the pattern. I felt like I could play a lot more angles and still find a way to the pocket and carry 10 pins. So on beaten path, it was more of the same. Good natural length, a lot of mid lane, and a good controllable shape off the end of the pattern. I felt like I could play all sorts of different angles and knock 10 pins down every time. So I chose to compare it today against the Black Widow 2.0. Core numbers are very similar to the Obsession, but the cover stock strength is similar to the Obsession Tour, so I thought it would fit somewhere in between the 2. Turns out I was right. I see a very similar shape with the Black Widow that I do with the Obsession Tour, just a little bit earlier. But as far as motion off the break point, very, very similar. It's definitely a ball that fits in between, but it may not be necessary to have all 3 of these balls. So Jordan in the intro talked about the amount of asym solids that we have in the hammer lineup, and sometimes you get a little bit of overlap. So with that said, make sure you talk to your pro shop operator and figure out which of these balls is gonna best suit your game. So final thoughts, I really like these 2 balls. For my style of play, I really prefer the Obsession Tour. So I think for bowlers that want to play straighter angles, I think you get a more predictable ball motion out of the Obsession Tour. I think you're going to get a lot more versatility out of a ball like this. You can sand it and really have it be your tank. You can smooth out the cover stock and make it more of a mid-performance ball. You can play different parts of the lane. But yeah, I'm really impressed with what I saw today, and I think I'm going to order probably one more, maybe with a little bit of a different layout as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out our new website, shop.jrproshop.com. We'll see you next time.